Hi everyone, welcome to Fine Motor Activities with Kim. I'm Kim from GriffinOT. Today we're going to be making a little caterpillar with some paper. So I hope you've got some craft paper ready to go and some scissors and some tape and your pens and pencils, and I'm looking forward to showing you how to do that. But first of all, let's stand up and do our warm-up. Okay everyone, we're going to keep going with our beanbag or our socks and just trying to see if we can do our butterfly and just look with our eyes without our head moving. So we've been practicing this, but today I'm not even going to do any warm-ups. We're just going to go straight into trying to see if your eyes can move and not your head. If this is still really tricky, it's okay if your head is still moving and you maybe do 2 with your head moving, but then I want you to try and do 1 with just your eyes moving, so your head stays still and your eyes move and they follow the beanbag. So we're going to try and do 10 just with your eyes today. So we're up to 4. It's up to you how fast or slow you do this, because you might need to go more slowly than me. So I want you to keep going until you've done 10. It's okay if you do some more, and if you haven't done 10, just pause the video and keep going until you've gotten to 10. So hopefully you got your paper ready yesterday and drew the circle so you were ready for today. And we're just going to do exactly like we did yesterday. We're going to tear around the circle using our fingers and doing little tears. If you're still on a square, that's completely okay. But what you're going to do is tear those little tears and move your fingers. Tear and move, so it goes all the way around. So if you're not finished, that's completely okay. You can just keep going. So pause the video and keep going until you've got a circle. And if you are finished, that's great. You can skip forward and get ready for the next activity. So the first thing we need to do is make some wide rectangles to make our caterpillar. Now I've got quite a wide ruler, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to draw a line so that it's as wide as my ruler, and that's going to be how wide my caterpillar is. If you're using 2 colours, you can make 2 colours, so different paper. And then what I want you to do, now depending on how big you want your caterpillar to be, you can do this 2 ways. You can either use the ruler again and draw some lines this way so that you are getting squares. Or if you are happy to do some measuring, you can use your ruler and you can measure sort of 6 centimeters is a good distance, and that will give you a slightly wider and a slightly bigger circle for your caterpillar. So it's up to you. If you can do measuring, use your ruler. So draw the width of the ruler and then use your ruler to mark the 6 centimeters. So it will be 6, 12 and 18. And then you can draw your lines across. If you find it tricky to do the measuring, you can just use the ruler and make it as wide as the ruler. The next thing you need to do is cut these out. So what I want you to do is to pause the video until you've got 6 different rectangles, and if you're using a different color, you'll need 3 of one color and 3 of the other color, or if you're making a rainbow caterpillar, you'll need 6 different colors. But if you can have your 6 rectangles ready, and then we will keep going. So I'm going to start cutting out and then I'll see you back when you've got 6. So what you should have now are your 6 rectangles. I'm going to use tape to stick mine together. And what I'm going to do is take a piece of tape and get it ready. I'm just going to put it on the edge of my table. Then I'm going to take my rectangle that I've made. I'm going to turn it around to make a cylinder. So you can, some people find it easier to put it on their finger and then they can hold it with their thumb. And then we're going to take the piece of tape and stick it together so that it makes a cylinder. So let me show you that again. I'm going to get a piece of tape ready. Then I'm going to take the rectangle and I'm going to turn it around so it becomes a cylinder. It's the easiest way to do it is to put your pointer finger in and then turn it around and hold it with your thumb. Then you can take your piece of tape and stick it together. So you want to do that with all of your rectangles. So now we've got our 6 pieces of body, we need to get our glue, and we're just going to put some glue on and we're going to glue them together. And that's how we make our caterpillar come together. Now, there's a couple of options for the head. So if you don't have any pipe cleaners, what I'd suggest you do is just get a pen and draw some eyes onto the end one, and then you can pop it on so you can see the eyes. However, if you've got a pipe cleaner, I'm going to show you another way that you can do his head. It's totally okay if you don't have a pipe cleaner. You'll just end up with a caterpillar that looks like that. However, if you've got a pipe cleaner, what you can do is take another rectangle, and you'll need to get your pen. You can draw the eyes again. I'm going to give him some eyebrows, you can do that. Then what I want you to do is lift it up and fold it just a bit above the eyes, so there's a little bit of space. And then take a pair of scissors, and you're going to make 2 really small snips just above the eyes. So you want 2 really tiny little snips. They're so tiny I can't even really show them to you very well. But what you're going to do is take your little pipe cleaner and turn it over, bend your pipe cleaner in half, and then you can stick your pipe cleaner through those 2 tiny little holes that we made. You'll be really gentle here because everything's quite small and everything's quite fragile. And then once it's through the holes, you can turn it over and you can pull it up. And then you've got antenna, and then you can do what we did before. Take your piece of tape, get it ready, and then you can turn it into a circle. You just need to be a bit careful that you get the antenna on the top. Oh, I made that a bit long. I'm going to cut that so it doesn't cover his eyes up. And then what you've done is you've made a little circle with the antenna in it, and then you can use that as the front of your caterpillar instead of the one without. Thanks for joining this week. Just so you can get ready for next week, what you will need is 1 empty toilet roll and also some coloured paper that we're going to do some craft with that. The other thing you will need are some squares of paper that are about 10 centimetres big. So that can be scrap paper because we're just going to be tearing it up. But if you could just have them measured out and ready to go, it'll make it quicker next week. I look forward to seeing you then.